Good evening. Hello. Welcome along to another rFactor 2 Thursday with some newer historic cars this time around for the Eddie Jordon Memorial with the 1991 Jordan F1 car, I think, at the appropriate 1991 Silverstone. I am horribly slow with a Formula 1 car, and well, I do actually have a couple of drivers behind me on the rankings so far. That's not gonna last for long. Now let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'll go with the hard tires in the race and see how far I can get with those. Instead of the usual 2 sprint races that we have done for the most part over the Thursdays of the last year or so, I guess. Sorry. Instead of the 2 sprint races that we've used to have over the last few years, this time we're doing one long race of 45 minutes. Which in theory should give us 33, 34, maybe 35 laps, depending a little bit on the pace. 35 I think is too much. 34 is more correct. Though I do believe that people will have to stop for tires at some point, so yeah, 33 or 34 laps. Which reminds me, calculated 34 laps by 3.6-ish liters per lap. That's 122 liters worth of fuel. 122. Yeah, we can go 125 because then we have a little bit more. Let's have a look. I think we are 17 drivers signed up for the race tonight. We have currently 15 on the server, so it's only 2 we don't have, and I know that one driver was not feeling too well tonight, so he might not be able to drive anyway. But still, this is pretty good for a one make race. Colin is out there driving and did improve his lap time quite considerably. As you can see, there is some differences in how many laps people have put in. Like Crash with 50 laps, Colin with 36, Eve with 59, or Paddy with 76. And I've only done 18. So that means that I've done 22 laps in total, because I did 4 or 5 laps yesterday to take the thumbnail picture. Now let's jump out of the replay. We are currently around where qualifying should start in time, I think. Well, it should have started a couple of minutes ago. Oh, so he's not gonna bother joining us in Discord tonight then? Right, time for qualifying then. What is the qualifying thing this time around? It's 14 minutes. So do as many laps as you want in that time. No, it doesn't look like it's private. Put the car upside down on an apex somewhere. Right, qualifying tires on. I do like the fact that the pit speed limit is at 300 kilometers an hour. So my first time on track with qualifying tires and very little fuel. This is gonna be interesting. I have to say though, despite being an older Formula 1 car, it is quite easy to drive. I mean, it must be easy to drive when I can do lap after lap after lap with relative ease. And you know, the look of this car reminds me of the Gran Turismo 3 Formula 1 car. That is a prize car in many of the different championships in the game. Maybe not so much the colors, but the kind of shape of the car. gonna say that I had a lot better exit this time, but then I did that. Oof. Okay. Didn't expect to be able to do that for turn 1 either. Of course, one of the faster ones is coming up behind. It's done. Threw away quite a bit of time on the last couple of corners there. That is intense. Ow. Putting in my personal best lap times by 3 seconds. I'm still 11th. 10th, sorry. So Edward is fastest than with a 120.8. Top 6 with with a 1 second gap between them, and then starting to get bigger gaps to the cars behind. But in all honesty, I don't think I'll be able to do any faster, particularly much faster lap time than I've done so far. I have a 1/10 of a second in the which wouldn't help me any positions at all. Now Dan goes fastest with a 120.1. Huh. Who are we missing on track? Casper is out there. He's done 7 laps without putting in any lap times. Neither Ingmar or Ola has joined the track just yet. Now let's go real time with Edward. I do love the fire spitting exhaust. Well, that's one way of taking the Feels like looking at Edward isn't the right thing to do, because he's going around and around and around. Position ahead of him on the leaderboard is Crash. Let's follow Crash then. Crash has just put in a purple second sector, so that's the fastest second sector of anyone. Oh, and a big slide. That's not gonna help his overall lap time that much. No. He did improve his best lap time though with that, but well, it is Leslie up to second, by the way. So from Leslie in second to Crash in fourth, that's half a second. No, sorry, half a tenth of a second. Awesome stuff. Of course, between Colin in fifth and Alexis in sixth, there's 4 1,000ths of a second. Let's go on board with Dan then. Okay. Okay, let's watch Leslie instead then. Someone was off. Whoa. And Edward goes second. So Edward is, what is it, 3 100ths of a second ahead of Leslie. Who is in turn 6 100ths of a second ahead of Crash. Casper has finally done a valid lap time, which somehow is slower than mine. So the only car that has not gone in and done a lap time yet then is Ingmar, who will be starting from the back. Well, it didn't look like you needed the edge pattern to blow the engine, Ole. Yeah. So Colin is the only car still on the track then, as the timer has run out. It doesn't look like Colin is gonna improve his lap time though. Well, he do improve his last sector, so that's... Like, right, there we go. We have the overlay set up with the start order being set. Those are set. Yeah, no, everything is set up correctly there. So Paddy is ahead of me on the qualifying then, by half a second or so. More than half a second. So let's see. Hard tires. 125 liters. Yeah, because then you need to do testing. How is the standing start with this? There's no launch control, so... Look at the time we're from those 2 laps. Right. The pit. Okay, so that's a good start at least. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hot motors around. Everyone is struggling on this opening lap. But it's nice to have the rallying reflexes. With everything happening everywhere all at once. Paddy is coming up behind. Whoa. Okay, we have a very different braking point for that corner. I have no right being in this position. With the 6.8. Now Leslie is the next one. A lot higher top speed. A little bit of aero wash in those corners, or just maybe just me going a bit too fast. That was completely the wrong line. Looking at the tire wear, yeah, see ya. Looking at the tire wear already, I don't think I'll be able to make the hard tires last for the entire race. But the idea is to hopefully get further into the race before I have to pit for a new set of tires, so that I have a bit more tire life towards the end of the race. That is my big plan. That being said, it might just be faster going with soft tires and do a two-stopper. I'm making a train behind me now. No. Hartmut. A lot better through turn 1. Oh, Hartmut again. The big tank slapper. As Eve is in the mirrors this time. So 10 minutes into the race. I don't even remember what position I started in. 11th? 10th, 11th? I think I am still in a position higher in the race compared to where I started. The cars ahead are disappearing fast. Leslie off the road. So the next car behind me then is Ole. For a while. inside of the road. Having had a spin. That's 1 point in cut penalty. I even lost time doing that. Oh wow. Well, that being said, the drive-through here isn't really that, it isn't that costly compared to other circuits where you have pit lane speed limits. That is actually a limit instead of a guideline. The leaders are already on a new lap and I'm half a lap behind. Big lag. Minutes done, 30 minutes to go. About 80% on the front left. I take it that it's Eve who is up behind me there. And Paddy has had a spin. At least naturally faster than I am anyway. Look how squashed the car looks in the virtual mirror. Carbon copy of what he did last time he got by me. .7 minutes in. That is halfway into the race, more or less. No, it's not. 22 and a half. Yeah, no. You know what, we might just be able to hold on with these tires through to the end of the race. And with my driving, I've had sorry, I lost track there with the chatter on Discord. What was my point? I was thinking lap times. I have been as fast on hard tires as I've been on the soft tires through this, through all the practice and everything. How did the tires like that, Ole? More airtime than anything else. That's the first time that happened tonight. Yeah, but it is how it usually is, doing pretty well to begin with, and then everything will fall apart towards the end, so we're about to cross that bridge now, I think. Give it 2 more laps and then I will go one lap down to the leaders. Well, then you need to pay the pit crew a bit more so that they'll change tires on the first stop instead of the second. Now we're about halfway through the race. Hartmut is behind me. Steve has been in the pits, changed tires and come back out 13 seconds ahead of me. So this strategy might not work out in my advantage anyway. After all, Hartmut is behind me, so I suppose that he's been in the pits too. Colin is only 12 seconds behind me too. Somebody's in pits from 5th. Look at the left front tire. You can actually see that it's starting to wear. It's a cool detail. Oh wow. Hi Bequeathed. Yeah, no, it's been alright. It is a type of car that I generally don't really enjoy driving, but this one has been pretty fine. I was as high up as 6th at some point in the early part of the race when everyone was going off the track and facing the wrong way and stuff. But I think most of the others are going with a softer tire. And I'm going with a harder tire. Oops. Yeah, it is the one and only race of the evening. It's one race of 45 minutes instead of the usual two of 20. There's a bit more of an endurance spec to it, given that it's Formula 1. What was that? Oh, it's the brake pedal that's mucking about. And somehow the accelerator isn't going all the way to the top either. Of course now I'm lifting a little bit to let Dan past, but see, it's pulsating at the top and not going. One thing is for certain, I do have enough fuel. Somebody's in bits. He is in the bits. I have no idea what happened on this lap, but suddenly I'm a second faster than I've been. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, yellow flag. Maybe it's just the engine burning. Paddy is in the pits. I have no idea what happened on that one lap, because I've not been able to replicate that speed in any lap afterwards. Interesting. It's just one lap with a very good performance window. Gotten no, he's even worse. Yeah. Yep. That is correct. Well, you can kind of tell that we've known each other for 30 years. Where's that? The brake is on again. We're fighting to keep the car rolling into the whale, isn't it? I think it is. How is my gap down? It's about a minute down to Colin in 11th. I'm pondering going to the pits and put on a set of quali tires. as I don't expect to be able to go any further up the rankings. And I got the best part of a lap to Colin in the position behind me. I think I need to recalibrate at least my throttle. Whoops. Now fuel for 7 more laps. Be able to do another 3 laps, I think. Feel the flat spots starting to emerge more and more for each lap. Oh, Mirvo has been in the pits because he's only 5 seconds ahead of me. He must have been in the pits, because I didn't hear anything on Discord regarding a spin or anything. But somehow I'm still catching up. Is he nursing a sick car or what's happening? I shouldn't be catching up. Well, they gained a second on me there, so it must be maybe the new tires weren't properly up to temperature yet. Then I do stuff like that, and that's, you know, adding another second and a half. Time is up, which means that we're about to enter the last lap of the race. Yeah, now I'm 8 seconds behind Mirval, so, or 9 seconds even. So must have had a little bit of taken a little bit of time to get the heat into the tires, to get the grip, and then it's off. So close to Eve up ahead there. I might have him by the end of the lap. No, you've managed to hold on then. I got 12 liters left in the tank. Ha! Well. That could have been... Oh, look at the distance, or the time distance between Edward and Dan. 0.06 seconds across the line. Edward was running out of fuel going across the line there. Huh. Well, the hard tires and a no pit stop didn't really pay off as I hoped it would. But yeah, well, it was worth a shot. Worth a shot to do something completely other than most others. Over on qualifying tires, yes. Edward on soft. Hartmut on hard tires. Me on hard. Colin on hard tires, and the rest is on soft. Yeah. Yeah, well, right. I know there will be some rallying through the weekend, at least with the Overtake WRC event, and I think there is 1 or 2 Richard Burns rally things as well that I need to do through the weekend. So I'll take off the headset so I can actually focus on what I'm saying and not what everybody else is saying. Yeah, no, there will be some rallying through the weekend with the WRC at Overtake, and the virtual German Rally Championship, the VDRM, is having a round that started earlier this week, so I'll be doing that through the weekend too. But that will anyway be enough for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I hope it's been somewhat entertaining watching me going around at the back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll catch you all later. So take care then, and goodbye.